We are the keepers of the flame, the sacred order. Let the ceremony begin. And today, faithful acolytes, we're going to take a swing at this. Okay, and what this is the Duel, featuring the world's hottest pepper, except for, so I feel like this is kind of meaningless because the Reaper is the official Guinness world's hottest pepper. The Apollo is rumored to be hotter than the pepper that's in here, which is Pepper X. So I don't, it's a meaningless term, I think, this world's hottest pepper. Certainly other peppers have also made that claim. And both of those three I mentioned, the Apollo, Pepper X, and the Reaper, are all from Smokin' Ed. This is portrayed as a collaboration of Feast and Fury and Pucker Butt. But what's interesting is Feast and Fury is on here, right? But if you go to the website, the feastandfury.com, these are not on the website. So, and there's a claim of responsibility for the, I will be victorious, assuming that this doesn't just smoke me out, I guess. But there is a claim of the being developers of the the One Chip Challenge, the from Paqui. So now I'm kind of wondering if Paqui is the corn chips and Feast and Fury is the potato chips, because this is a potato chip. So it's probably the world's hottest potato chip. Will it be hotter though? Will it be hotter than the One Chip Challenge? Now for me, I've done 3 years of them. I've done 2020, 2021, 2022. Of those, 2021 was by far the hottest. But I don't know. We'll take a peek here and see what we have. So there it is, Pucker Butt. Feast and Fury partnering with Smokin' Ed Curry of Pucker Butt. His newest pepper tested even hotter than the Carolina Reaper, and Apollo apparently is just the domain of the hot ones, or we're not going to reference it anyway. So these chips are extremely hot. Do not consume more than one. So I am going to be having both of them almost certainly in this video. Unless they're like crazy out of hand, then I'll just do one. But one of the things I want to see is where it stacks up against the One Chip Challenge. I'm really, really curious. Sensitivity to spicy foods. This is the usual warning stuff. Don't touch your eyes and so on. And I might still have chopsticks somewhere. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to worry about that. All right, let's go through and we're going to open this up. So slide box, put that over there. Okay. Welcome to the face-off that will melt your face off. Oh, okay, well, the rules, we'll do that in a second here. Here's Pucker Butt, here's Feast and Fury. And it's just a... Why? This is okay. All right. So we got the challenge coin, Smokin' Ed, Pucker Butt in relief. That's cool. Feast and Fury on the back. All right. The Duel Victor. That's cute. That's nice. Nice little challenge coin there. That's fun. All right. So we got Ready, Aim, Fire. Uh-oh. Ready, Aim, Fire. This one might be broken. All right. We're gonna open one of these here in a second to take a look at. I think actually, so this was glued to the bottom. That might be bad. It doesn't feel broken though. These don't feel particularly big either. We'll open one of these in a second and take a look at it, and then of course we'll get out the handy dandy timer stuff. So let's read the rules, and then I'm gonna talk about what I'm actually gonna do here. So okay, each jeweler carefully remove the chip and prepare a beverage of your choice. Standing back to back, take 3 full paces, then turn and face your opponent. Obviously, I won't be doing step 2. There's open the package and eat your whole chip. All right, so we're obviously throwing a lot of this out. These aren't really rules as much as guidelines, I guess. The first dealer to go for the beverage will be, the last dealer to go for the beverage. And the coveted victor's coin. In the event of a draw, flip the coin and call heads or tails to determine the winner. Okay, cool. All right, so obviously I won't be doing any of that. If you saw the video with Smokin' Ed Curry and the Feast and Fury guy, that was pretty funny. I'll include the link to that actually in the description below so you guys can check that out. That was pretty funny to watch. And there's some really odd commentary by the Feast and Fury guy in that. But definitely that is well worth checking out. All right, so let's take a look. Oh, boy. Okay. Let's look at it in the bag. This looks... oh, this is small. Okay. So it looks like it's just coated here with... oh, and there's a little piece of it still in there. Okay, let's get that out. Okay, so we'll do this. Okay, so I'm just gonna go for this right now. Actually, you know what? Hold on, we're not gonna do that. Let me get my timer set up. So we'll do that real quick, and then we will start. Okay, I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do here while we're getting ready to do this. So we're gonna get our pal Spidey here and this here. So what I've decided I'm gonna do is I am just going to right there. So I'm just going to eat the chip, start the timer, and I'm gonna go 5 minutes. Oh boy, that I can smell it from here. It smells kind of gnarly. What actually, hold on a second here, I want to see something. Okay, so potatoes, oil, pepper X, sea salt, and citric acid. So, I'm a little curious as to what the citric acid is going to be doing here. But anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to eat the chip. And see, we've got the chip right here before us, both little pieces of it. And this one, here, we'll put this one here so we can see it. Yeah, the whatchamajigger's not blocking it, the Kindle's not blocking it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to eat the chip. Man, that smells aggressive. This is going to be interesting. Eat the chip. I'm going to go 5 minutes, and then we'll see how we are. And either we're going to eat the second one or not. 1 to 2, I don't know. When I saw the original video of this, I thought it was going to be kind of interesting. I was curious to see how it compared against the 1 chip challenge. The 1 chip challenge is noxious, though. It is horrible tasting. Every one of them has been like bad. And so I didn't have a lot of interest in this because I figured it was going to also not be a good tasting product. So, but then it came along during Black Friday of 2022, and I saw these and I thought, I mean, now is, if I have any interest in doing it, I guess now is the time. So this one's going to be just me. I don't have anybody here to do this with, so I'm already kind of going against the challenge rules, I guess, a little bit. But all right, let's get into it. I'm trying to touch this as little as possible here. Okay, here we go. Oh. Mmm. Very stale kettle chip. That was not enjoyable, but See, we're gone. Where are you here? All right. Yeah. Poof. Bang this out for 5 minutes. So far, you know, I would put it on par with probably 2022's one chip challenge, which, like I said, I did not find anywhere near as hot as 2021. I've got a good roastiness going on here. The flavoring is somewhat similar to those other ones, though. We definitely have the sort of super hot pepper equation. Pepper X. I think this might be the second or third time I've had anything with this in it. My tongue is starting to sting a little bit. Really, my tongue is where I'm getting it the worst right now, actually. The rest of my mouth is I mean, I could tell that I just ate something hot, certainly. But my tongue is bearing by far the brunt of the abuse here. So don't really have a lot of remnants of taste, flavor left either. It's just more of a concentrated hot, you know, kind of like. So when you do that, when you create powders with super hots, stuff tends to get a very distinctive flavor to it, and it does have that. It's not a especially pleasant flavor most of the time. Like, you would never want to eat these. These wouldn't be good to just eat. Same problem actually I had with the Haunted Ghost chips from Packy. Flavor wise, they're just not good to eat. I mean, with those, I made some excellent nachos. Some of the best nachos I had, in fact, I made with the Haunted Ghost Packy corn chips. And I mean, if there's enough interest in it, let me know. Maybe I'll do a video, put something like that together again. But here, I don't know what you would do with these other than just suffer. So I'm getting a little bit of a delayed reaction now in my sinuses, which are starting to run a bit. And a little bit of esophageal burning. I would not characterize these, though, as they're about on the same level as the one chip challenge from 2022, so last year. For me, 2021 was definitely hotter, but all right, let's open this other one. Might as well just get this ready. Right when we tick over to 5 minutes, we'll just eat this one. Oh, it's broken again, of course. All right. Honestly, the chips being stale is kind of the hardest part of this. And you know, that's part of the other thing, too, is I was wondering, okay, so am I going to prefer corn chips or potato chips? Now, potato chips are not lingering anywhere near as long as the corn chips did. But these were also somewhat more challenging to eat just because of them being stale. So that's a big part of it as well. You know, the freshness, I think, definitely comes into play here. This, I thought, was a really interesting idea. But it strikes me as, you know, super novelty. And if you're involving people that aren't chili heads, you know, I think there's got to be some limits to how abrasive you're going to go with this. Like, what I'm getting out of this is potato, salt, and pepper X, right? I'm not really getting the citric acid. And I think a lot of these, like, I think you could really floor these chips. So one of the things I've always kind of wondered too is, you make these chips out of corn or potatoes and then you coat them. So when are we going to see chips that are actually made of a Reaper or made of a Pepper X or made of an Apollo? I think that'd be really interesting if they found a way to do that. That could be kind of novel. All right, so we're past 5 minutes here. Let's take these down, and then we want to be done with them by the time 6 minutes rolls around. So. This flavor reminds me a lot of the flavor of Inferno's what? Mad Mac and Cheese sans the cheese. And I don't think they use Pepper X in any of that. Alright, so definitely, I mean, I'm getting a little bit more of a build this time now. Peppers, I think, are really interesting. So for me, I'm going to babble here till 11 minutes, and then we're going to just stop the timer. But so for me, I think part of the thing that I find is a theory that I call priming the pump, right? And so that is, if you want to eat really crazy stuff, then have something that, say, I didn't do any of that for this, but I had before. I've done like habanero sauce, got some heat going, and then once it tapered off, I've done a second sauce, like a ghost pepper sauce or Reaper or something like that. So you prime the pump, you get your body, I think, almost acclimated in a way to what's coming. And so the second chip isn't anywhere near as abrasive as that first one was. That first one was really spiky, really hot on my tongue. This one, actually, I have more of a uniform heat throughout my mouth, but it is at a lower level, I would say, than what was on my tongue from the first chip. Obviously, there could be coating differences in the chips, which is, I think, one drawback to doing this. You're not going to necessarily have uniform and even coatings of everything. So, all right, now we're refocused. We're refocusing back on the tongue. It's really interesting how different peppers will go after different receptors. Like this one, actually, now I'm getting a very significant build on my tongue. I mean, this is very, very clearly, this is something that I've just eaten something that is very high in capsaicin. There's no missing that. We'll see if the delayed reaction comes. I already had my nose running a bit, and that is, I mean, it's not crazy. It's not crazy bad. Sometimes if I eat really, really hot, excuse me. Usually I edit those out, but we're doing a timer, so I'm going to leave it in. But so what, if I have a really hot Reaper sauce, I'll get stuff going on in my ears, right? I'll get this sort of almost a pulsing, almost like a heartbeat, a little bit of pulsing. I'll get not quite something that reminds me of tinnitus, but along those lines, just kind of this weird sort of experience. I guess it's sound-ish, if that makes sense. Probably doesn't. My eyes will water a lot of the time. My eyes are completely dry right now. I'm just having a little bit of, and that could be allergies also. He says he eats a bunch of super hot stuff. It isn't allergies. It's from this. But it's not triggering enough for reaction to the point where I can't speak. It's just a little bothersome. Really, this has stayed pretty much. So this one has lasted a lot longer on my tongue. My tongue is still very, very, very hot right now. So, but with Pepper X, so far in none of the products I've had it in, it has resulted in any of that stuff going on. Apollo did that to a bit as well. Reapers are definitely the one that have done that the most with me, and I don't know what it is about those. Like Reapers are just kind of their own thing, I think. But sometimes you'll get, there's receptors in the back of your mouth back here. Sometimes certain peppers will ping those really, really, really hard. But yeah, I mean this one is just it's really staying. I think pretty focused, pretty devoted to just being on my tongue. So that's kind of how Pepper X so far is acting with me. But I definitely am going to try to get to at some point, the last dab using the Pepper X. And I'm sure Apollo's is going to be hotter. But I don't know. I mean, maybe not. Maybe the reason they went to Apollo from Pepper X was because of a production thing, right? Maybe Apollos are easier to produce. I really don't know. That would have to be something to ask the producers and maybe Smokin' Ed himself. I really don't know why they did that. I mean, I'm sure heat would be a part of it, but the last dab is meant to be, the blowtorch on the cake, so to speak. And whether you're using Reapers or some of the other ones, it's definitely going to be the hottest thing that anyone is supposed to have on that show. So, I don't know. I'm not quite sure what the motivation there was, but anyway, definitely I will be looking for some more Pepper X stuff. So, all right, let's be done with this. So that was not quite 12 minutes. I mean, it probably doesn't matter. Put Spidey over there for now. All right. Challenge your friend or foe. Yeah, I mean, this is a fun idea, sort of. Yeah, just like they went through a lot with all this packaging. It's all really nice packaging. You got a challenge coin here. With that sale, I got this for, I would say, not a lot more than one of the one chip challenge, actually. So doing that special definitely, in terms of value, is pretty good. And you get this coin, this commemorative keepsake coin. I don't really keep a lot of chili head collector items. That's not, I just don't do that. So, but yeah, I mean, that was fun. It was a me versus I sort of a thing. And I can pretty conclusively say that both me and I emerged victorious there. But yeah, so ranking those one chip sort of things, I would put it at 2021. One chip challenge is hottest. Probably a tie between this and 2022. 2020, I don't really remember that well. I just remember it tasted awful. So maybe it's I don't know. None of those two really stand far and away above the other one in terms of it was like way crazy, noticeably hotter. They're all hot definitely, but I think last year 2021 One Chip Challenge is probably the hottest of this type of thing I've had so far. But yeah, it was kind of fun. I like it better, I think, with corn chips than I do with potato chips. Potato chips are a little bit easier to take, though. So take that for what it's worth, I guess. But there it is, the Duel Chip Challenge. Is that what we're calling it? I guess that's what we're calling it, the Duel Chip Challenge. All right, the Duel Chip Challenge. From Feast of Fury and Smokin' Ed Curry and the Pucker Butt Pepper Company. Now go forth
in peace, to serve the flame